Come around, kids. I'm gonna tell you all a story. You would have seen the last video of the XY on the dyno, and it went a little something like this.
£6 boost.
Now, after that we thought, hey, it's just not making enough boost. Maybe we need to just get some more pulley and go from there. But on the drive home, as we're talking about it more and speaking with Wayne the next day, we all had a gut feeling that something else just wasn't right. A £6 of boost, that thing still should have made at least 500 horsepower. So 400 suggests that something isn't going to plan. Now, with us obviously doing this on our days off from our real job, it was going to take us a little while to be investigating and get the problem sorted out. Thankfully, Wayne at Performance Carb Tuning offered to give us a bit of a hand and expedite the process. So, what did we find? Well, lifter preload essentially was the issue, and Kurt and I really have to wear that one. So, when we removed the heads from this engine to have the extra machining done, and we put it back, we deliberately left alone the adjuster screw on the rocker. That meant that we were leaving the preload as it was when the engine builder first did the engine. But in hindsight is 2020, we still should have measured it as it all went back together. We just assumed it was going to be fine, and we all know what happens when we assume. Makes an ass of you and me. So, that essentially was the problem. Hanging the valves with oil pressure was hanging the valve open, and boost was going in the engine and straight back out the exhaust. So after the lifters were reset by Wayne, he gave it a cheeky pull on the roller dyno to make sure that everything was all good, and getting out of it early he saw 14 pound of boost. That's when he rang us up and said, job's on boys, and we put it on the hub dyno. 750 horsepower first rip straight off the bat. That was amazing. We thought that was so cool. And then Jeff Johnson from Street Built Racing said this.
Turning it up or down?
I don't know.
You fucking tell us, man. Yeah, both options now.
Really? Boys, turn down for what? And that's what brings us to today, Michael.
Yes.
First drive, bro. Are you keen as or what?
A bit scared.
A little bit scared? Wait, what did you reckon when you saw that 770 come up on the dyno?
Blown away, surprised.
It was
Shaky.
pretty overwhelming. I do remember you were shaking. I don't think you're ready for this, dude. Honestly, like, look at this beast. So for those who haven't seen it yet, if you're new to the channel and you're new to the series, it's a 411 cubic inch small block Ford Windsor, Edelbrock CNC alloy heads, F1R Procharger, which without a pulley change, Michael, made 19.8 pound of boost at the top of the last run, which was unfrickin' real. It's got a turbo 400 trans with a JW bell housing, 9-inch diff, and a full speed flow fuel system with a Magna Fuel Pro Tuner 750 pump. So 770 wheel is what I made on the dyno. Now we're going to go see what it's like out on the road. So, unfortunately Kurt had to be at work today. I don't feel that bad though because I'm still just too excited.
Poor Kurt.
We got some air in the tyres. Let's take this thing for a cruise. We're gonna have like heaps of boost giggles, just like when we had Rob on his first ride.
Okay.
Man, that is nasty. Unreal. If only people knew driving how much pure grunt this thing had. Like, all of it fits under the stock bonnet. Obviously we had to put the scoop on there just to cover the hat, but otherwise it fits under a stock XY bonnet, and you got 770 horsepower on the wheels.
Like,
Unbelievable. And it's probably worth noting, 770, we had to stop there because we're starting to run out of fuel because the single needle and seat just didn't quite keep up.
just weren't getting enough. Of course, it's a car.
So if we're going to go do quarter mile, oh my god. Oh, Jesus. So if we're going to do quarter mile stuff, we got to put a dual needle and seat on the carby, because otherwise it'll start to run lean by the end of the run. Oh, and the flame. Go get a little pop. I tell you what, this thing is one bad mamma jamma.
Yeah, not bad for the shopping car.
It's crazy, like, because I'm not real familiar with these Falcon chassis and whatever, but I said to Wayne, I was like, at that power level, you know, surely, you know, if the suspension's working and the tyre's good, you know, you can get it out of the hole, this would have to be a low 9-second, right? And he goes, no, definitely an 8.
Take on Wayne's car.
8 seconds, man. Could you imagine something with friggin' horse and cart suspension and tractor brakes
Aerodynamics on the brake.
doing an 8-second quarter?
8 seconds.
Unreal. And built by a couple of nuppies in a shed,
A couple of backyard hobos.
just having a crack, you know? That just goes to show, guys, you can do it. Make no mistake, we didn't build the engine or the box, but
No.
we put this car together and we used quality tradespeople, and you can do it from home. It's so cool, man. That was sick. Listen to it. It's a fucking weapon. Alright. So, that's the first drive, man. What do you reckon?
Very emotional.
Emotional. Yeah.
Pretty much for everybody involved in that car.
Oh yeah. It was a long slog. There was a lot of hassles to overcome and work out, but it's all there.
Yeah, still a bit shaky.
I mean, you won't see it on the video so much. I mean, it pulled hard, but we barely got over half throttle.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, we were on the street. There's other traffic around. It's not the place to unleash this kind of beast.
No.
And that's not to say that we won't do it. It will happen, just under better conditions. So we've got to get a dual needle and seat bowls for it if we do want to go quarter mile. Might do a bit of roll racing. Might do a bit of 8th mile sort of stuff. Basically event type of things. So motivation, power cruise. That's basically what this is for. Hey.
Yeah.
It's never going to be a race car. If we were going to go full race car, then we would have probably done things a little bit differently. But you know, for a street application, this is mint. It's loud. It's definitely loud.
Yes.
But it drives really nice, even at 110 on the highway, cruising along.
Surprisingly, yeah, it does actually drive quite nicely.
It's fairly docile. Yeah, so I mean, it's not like your big high horsepower naturally aspirated engines and stuff like that, which are notoriously rough to drive. It idles, it cruises at low RPM without hunting. You know, the torque converter is really good. The gearbox is excellent. Corey's done a great job on that. The gear ratio is perfect. It runs really, really nicely. So for now, this is it. We're going to leave this one. We've done our bit. It makes the power. It does it nicely, reliably, from what we can tell so far.
Yes, definitely.
But you will see this again. If you've made it this far into the video, thanks for watching, and you'll probably be the first ones to find out that this car has been entered into the Red Centre Nationals. So we will be taking it to Alice Springs at the start of September. If you are in the area on the Father's Day weekend and you want to come check it out, we will be there and we will be pantsing the shit out of this thing.
Yes, we will be.
So make sure if you are, or if you had plans on going, come and say g'day. We'll be there hanging out with the car, hanging out with all the guys and having a fat time, and we can't wait. It's not far away. I guess that was another reason why we got Wayne at Performance Carb Tuning to help us with resetting the lifter preload as well, because it's not long until we have to set sail for Alice Springs, and there's other things to do, other cars to work on as well. So massive thanks to Wayne at Performance Carb Tuning and Jeff at Street Built Racing for all their help with tuning and getting it sorted up to this point. Also got to say a big thanks to Corey at Australian Automatics for building that killer Turbo 400, which works really well. Grant at TCE Converters for the custom converter. RCE for helping us out with all the MSD gear. Plasma Man, because they make some of the baddest clamps in the game. Who else is there that we've used? I mean, we don't have any sponsors. No one sponsored us anything, and we've paid good money, but it's just important to recognize people that give you good service and good products, and this is the result. When you use those sorts of people, you end up with a quality result. But yeah, there was a bunch of JW Trans helping us out with that flex plate and the bell housing as well. So yeah, there's probably heaps of people that I've missed out on, and obviously it sucks that Kurt's not here to enjoy this sort of last video, but he'll definitely get his chance, that's for sure. But you know, the man's got to work. We've all got bills to pay. So, but hey, man, couldn't have done it without him though.
Definitely not.
Nah, he's definitely the third pillar on the tripod that is this project. So anyway, guys, that's it. I'm not going to stop rambling. We're going to have a beer and we're just going to admire the beauty that is this car. 770 horsepower at the rear. Street car running on pump E85.
It is pretty awesome. Bit of ponies. And
Yeah. But there's other cars to get onto, and we will be doing them in future episodes. But thank you so much for watching. Until next time, we'll catch you around.